So I guess with free agency beginning this weekend, we're not expected to see anything Giannis, Harden, or Westbrook related this weekend. That's not on the immediate horizon, essentially. Is
Well,
what you're saying.
Giannis is unpredictable. We don't know what Giannis is going to do and what Milwaukee's moves mean to him. He's very hard to read on that count. Harden, I would not expect anything to happen. Westbrook, there's just no market for Westbrook, Rich. The Knicks, I mean, they used to be this dumb, but I don't think they're this dumb anymore. I don't look. I've got no sense from talking to people in New York that they're interested, or at least are prioritizing Russell Westbrook at this point. They're trying to rebuild organically. They had a pretty good night in the draft. They're trying to do things in a more methodical, traditional way. Charlotte, I thought, was a possibility before. Westbrook is represented by Jordan Brand. It made some sense for him to play with the Hornets, but I don't get the sense that now that LaMelo Ball is part of the mix, that Russell is going to be on the table there. And after that, unless you're looking to salary dump him, which the Rockets are not, it's tough to find a taker. I mean, Miami's not going to do it because they're, trying to keep their powder dry for 2021. And there's only a limited number of teams able to take on that salary. So it's going to be difficult, to say the least, for the Rockets to trade Russell Westbrook. He is a tough guy to move at this stage of his career.
Yeah, and the Lakers basically just sat back, watched it all play out, and Anthony Davis will just re-sign there, I imagine, and that's the next steps. Obviously they got Schroeder.
I think Davis is a foregone conclusion.
Right.
I think at this point. I mean, it would be kind of funny if he kicked the tires on Chicago because he's from there, but I doubt it. Right. I think he's a lock to sign a max level extension. I love the Dennis Schroeder move. I mean, Rob Pelinka's had a hell of a year, with some of the moves he made last year to get that team in position. Now you deal Danny Green for a 27-year-old, top-level guard who is coming off his best NBA season. That was a very good move for the Lakers. They weren't going to get anything of that value with the 28th pick. Green was okay, but obviously struggled some in the playoffs. I think Schroeder makes them better. That's scary for every team out there.
Yeah, and then, of course, Green winds up in Philadelphia by the end of last night with Al Horford and his big, huge contract showing up in Oklahoma City. I mean, it's amazing. It's been a wild week, man. A wild 72 hours. No doubt about that.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Like, Oklahoma City, at some point, we're going to get to, 2025, and we're going to have Oklahoma City and New Orleans, the only teams picking in the draft. They're going to have all the draft picks in that year. But I promise you this, Rich.
Yes.
They'll turn Al Horford into a first-round pick down the line. They will. Again, they have been able to take advantage of desperate teams. Last year the Clippers were desperate. The Rockets needed to move Chris Paul. They were desperate. The Suns needed to make a move for Chris Paul. They were maybe not desperate. They wanted him. So, they'll find a team that wants Al Horford by mid-season. They'll get something real back in return.